Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TFG Radio. As you can see and hear, it's Adam once again. This week I am joined by John on the Wheels of Steel.
As what do you mean this week? Yeah,
almost always. There was a run where you weren't here.
Yeah, that was what, middle baseball season last.
I think so. I don't remember. Danny.
Hey.
Are you painting something, Danny?
I am painting a Dreadclaw for Battle for LA.
I have these guys.
You should use a Charybdis.
I don't own a Charybdis, but maybe.
And for his, I think it's his second or third appearance this year so far.
Third.
Which is one per month at this point. We have Tom with us, surprisingly.
Yay.
I was going to be here for the LVO episode, and I was shooed.
You didn't go.
It doesn't matter. I always represent some aspect of the 40K hobby.
Yeah, you can represent the people who miss out.
Yeah,
exactly.
All the people with LVO FOMO.
Damn.
Represented by Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, FOMO is a real thing, right? Isn't it like in psychology, us or whatever? I'm sure
right, but FOMO usually applies prior to the thing versus after the fact.
I feel like you can still have, what is it, after FOMO?
Well, yes, it just means you're definitely going to do it the next time. So, like, classic example is Dogecoin. Everything else about crypto.
No, the FOMO thing, no, you don't necessarily do it. You just don't do it again and feel bad again.
Then you didn't fear on missing out. You just hate your life.
Oh. Hey, that's ironic. You said Doge, and now some rando thing is spamming things about Doge in the chat. Well, you got to summon the crypto bros, Tom.
Hey, I didn't mean
That's
to.
That's why we don't have Tom on.
Because I accidentally summoned bots.
You summoned the crypto bots.
Instead of demons, he summons Doge bots.
Well, if Dark Mechanicus ever comes out, I know what I'm playing.
Doge Mechanicus?
Doge
yeah.
Mechanicus.
Oh my god.
Bash Door comes out this weekend.
Well,
you can run his super awesome, I'm sure it's totally good, Army of Renown.
Moving on. Know about that. It's like, I feel like Stewie in the episode where I asked him Brian about his novel.
Wow.
Or like, where he's like, yeah, we just really want to make sure this entire thing is just corrected upside down face.
Man.
Oh my god.
All
okay.
Right. Do we have show notes? We're just flying by the seat of our pants.
It's been a little busy, especially if you attend Frontline events. This past weekend, we had the first Rocky Mountain Open.
Say what?
Which I think it was like 150 players, which was the max. Which was the max they could fit.
Okay.
And the winner was Orcs.
All right, not Ben Jurek though, right?
No,
because I know he was there, but I didn't pay attention to who the winner was.
You didn't pay attention to the Warhams?
No, I watched the stream several times because Joe's stream is great. I watched a couple games, but
yeah, I watched the stream also.
I just missed on the winner on Sunday because I was busy on Sunday.
Yeah, the winner was Michael Mann with Orcs, and then second place was Space Wolves.
Nice.
Space Wolves seemed to be making a run
at
several events. So
I would howl like a wolf, but nobody wants to hear that.
And then Tao was third.
We need a soundboard so I could play Hungry like the Wolf every time we talk about Space Wolves.
No, we don't.
Here we do.
We could always use more Duran.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm fine with Duran.
How is the only old guy Gen Xer on this podcast not like the Duran reference?
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just don't need to hear it.
Because you heard it so much in your youth.
Yeah.
Driving around with those beta tracks in your car or whatever they were.
Back in the day, they had a thing called heavy rotation.
I'm aware of what that is. I'm old enough to know what radio is. Now,
not what the difference between a Betamax and an 8-track, though. Apparently,
no. I was just trying to get Adam to correct me.
I understand that reference.
Because then I was going to follow it up with, I'm not old enough to know the difference, Danny. But you ruined it. And Adam ruined it by not taking the bait.
Yeah.
You guys suck. I'm out of here. This show sucks.
Dream
People
over.
are trash. This is comedic gold.
Although you could probably, I think that the Betamaxes go for a good price if you can find a functioning one.
I'm sure.
That makes me hurt a little bit.
People pay for trash. I don't know what you want.
Well, remember, Betamax was, technically speaking, the superior piece of technology. The reason it lost is because it wasn't cheaper to produce film as it was, say, for VHS.
Yeah.
And certain industries determine the success of technology. Specifically one. I'll give you a hint, it's Karn. And that was your history lesson of the day.
Well,
So,
they missed their economics lesson when we were talking about SVB with the microphones not on.
oh yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
keep going out.
But yeah. So
Space Wolves.
good turnout. Although looking at the results when I was doing the write up for it, I did notice a few things. One was the lack of certain armies. If anyone's been following any of the frontline signals from the front line or just the events in general, this year Frontline decided to do these faction pins that you get at each event for almost every faction. But there were some people in both events, Cherokee and Rocky Mountain, that only got faction pins because they were the only army at the event.
Got it.
Which is fine because that's how I got best in Renegades and Heretics at BAO one year because I happened to be the only player that played that army. I still went 4-2, but
of course,
even if I'd gone 0-6, I still would have gotten them.
That just makes me think that there should be a pin that's the Inquisition, but it's like hiding over the wall like Monty Python because all you do is bring Inquisitors and fortifications.
That's Trevor from our team. He did that at LVO one year.
I don't understand. Why is he on another team?
It was all a
Trevor's
package
great.
deal.
Trevor's
Trevor's
Trevor.
I'm kidding. He knows I'm kidding.
Does he?
He doesn't listen to the show.
I don't think anybody on our
Anyone
team does.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I never listen to the show. I just
Take part in
I'm
it.
just on here, yeah.
So a couple of the armies that, and with the GW Meta Watch that recently came out, also it kind of confirmed which armies aren't armies with a low percentage, but that's also armies that are not being played as much. So I think that goes kind of hand in hand because one of them is Death Watch, the other one is Adeptus Mechanicus. Not too many people are playing that anymore. There was one other army. What was it? I can't remember right now. But those were the two that Blood Angels. Blood Angels is another one that people haven't been playing as much anymore. Probably because of the removal of AOC. So.
Oh, funny. I have a feeling that's about to change.
I don't think that's going to help.
Fair enough. But it'll spike the numbers a tiny bit.
Maybe. Because it's unless and we could talk about it now since Tom brought it up. But with the new Dante model, if he doesn't have new rules, no, I don't think anybody was taking them to begin with.
Yeah,
or some people were.
rules.
Some people were, some people weren't, and that was during AOC. Now I don't see a lot of Blood Angel players at either tournament, and we'll see at BAO, which is the next one. What we're gonna see in regards to that. And GW even mentioned that they have noticed that also Thousand Suns is not doing as well anymore, and that certain other armies are performing much higher than expected. So the next balance update, I don't know what it is. I think it should be like April or May.
I was going to say, I thought it's right around the corner.
We got it in January.
I mean, if
February, March.
If
We're not
rumors
going to
are
get one because we're going to get 10.
True, yeah, if there's rumors are true of a new edition, we're not getting another Balanced League.
No, we'll get one. No, we'll get one after Adepticon.
You think so?
Yes, that's when the next. In prior years, that's when the next one would come out, is after Adepticon.
The new balance slate. There is no longer a battle slate. Run merry and be free while you have time.
Yeah. I don't understand why the changes are so how do they not predict what's going to happen for the rules they're writing?
Was that a serious question?
Is it not being play tested? I don't understand.
We know they rigorously play test, right? Right?
I said, am I right?
Yeah, so you're probably going to see Dark Angels and Gene Stealer Cult take a hit. And somehow...
There's not going to be a data slate.
It's going to be in April.
How do you know?
It'll be because it's always been after Adepticon.
Well, are they going to put the effort into it with a new edition coming?
I did not say that, but I just said there'll be a data slate.
Well, as long as that comes out after I'm done playing Dark Angels at Battle for LA.
I thought you were playing Eldar.
No. I can't build that much Eldar in time.
Okay, and you want to win, so...
No, I know I'm not going to win.
But you want a positive record.
I do. I mean, that would be nice.
I mean, positive experience. I thought that's what he was going for.
Yeah. No, I don't care about my experience. Danny doesn't care about my experience either. Not really.
No, I really don't.
Yeah, so I think, was it when 8th edition that they announced added Adepticon that one year?
I think they did, yeah.
But that was before they were doing things like the balanced data slate. I forget when they announced 9th. But we'll see. I don't know. A lot of rumors going around. So they're seeing a few armies that are, but armies are still being represented. So,
right,
or the books are. So, Grey Knights seem to be doing well. Obviously, Astra Militarum, Leagues of Votan, Orcs, obviously with their win. Gene Stealer Cult has made a big comeback. So I'm seeing a lot of that. Not a lot of people are playing Chaos Space Marines anymore. I guess since AOC.
Shocking. Hey, you know this thing that made your army good? We got rid of it. Oh, cool.
I am seeing a lot of high, at least one World Eater's army placing high. I think at Cherokee, I think it was 11th, and at Rocky Mountain, I think it was 9th. I want to say 9th.
That's pretty good.
So, for those that don't know, we changed how we do the placings for the FLG events. So before it was basically wins and then battle points. Now it's going to be wins, opponent game win percentage, which is basically strength of schedule, but with a cap on how low the percentage can be. So if you had someone drop or go 0-6 or 1-6, instead of getting 0% or 16% win percentage, the minimum is 33%.
Nice.
So
yep, it's better.
So even if someone drops, so unlike War Machine, so even if someone drops, it doesn't hurt you that bad because it actually raises their win percentage from 0 or 16 to 33%. Or if it's 25%, it raises it up to 33%.
Okay.
Then after that, we did extended for Rocky Mountain. We did extended win percentage, which basically goes your opponent's win percentage and then their opponent's win percentage and calculates all that. And then I think the fourth tiebreaker is finally battle points. So there's still we're still tweaking it a little bit. So, but I think we're just going to go with that for now. But we're still discussing it behind the scenes. So that's where our tournaments are at for Frontline. And I think a lot of other tournaments are using the opponent game win percentage as opposed to just battle points.
Like
or even
the GW ones are all using it, and like
I said, real tournaments.
Wow.
So, and instead of strength of schedule, and it also helps. also helps those that make it to the finals not drop from like second place down to like 8th or 9th because they happen to have a low scoring game somewhere. So they're rewarded for losing in the finals at the very least. So the worst they can do is second in their game. So far so good. Most people are okay with it. Some people not so much, but I figure that's because they're just used to battle points.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, we're still tweaking it to always make it better, as always. So speaking of the next event coming up is Bay Area Open. I believe tickets are still on sale, so if you plan on going, I would get them as soon as possible. I don't know how much space we have, and I don't know in terms of the sales how many tickets we have left. So, but I know they're adding a lot of other events, and when they add other events, that takes away space from 40K. So,
well, or they can add space depending on the venue. Sometimes,
it depends. But if it was the same place as last year, everything was in one big room.
Oh, okay.
So
I haven't been able to go to that one in years.
Didn't you go like 2 years ago?
I haven't seen any of those people since the plague.
All you see are other parents of Little League baseball players.
Yeah, basically. And LVO.
Yeah, so unlike LVO,
all around.
Everyone's not feeling well. He's sick, so like at the last minute, I thought I had to drop him out of today's game. Because also I thought they weren't playing because there was an email from Pasadena that we couldn't use the fields, not realizing that the game was in San Marino, and I got a snippy email or snippy message about not saying he couldn't come soon enough or too soon or whatever. I'm like, okay, guy, it's 12.
This is important.
Yeah, so if you haven't gotten your tickets, go ahead and get those as soon as possible.
I got a quick question.
Okay.
Since I didn't get to ask this on Tuesday because we didn't all go out together.
Okay.
So let's say you're coaching baseball, right?
Okay.
And let's say there's a kid who as a 12-year-old who hit an out of the park home run, right?
Okay.
And the kid comes up to bat again, and there's 2 people on base. Would you serve that kid up fat outside pitches on purpose? Or would you have the pitcher throw inside to either walk him on purpose or hit him, or at least he can't hit another home run?
Or hit him.
Which one would you tell the pitcher to do? Serve up fat outside balls that can be hit for a home run for 3 runs?
Who's my money on?
Yeah.
Your money is on not that kid.
All right, well then, just hit him. Move on.
Right. My first question is, are we really dealing with a 12 to 14-year-old pitcher that has that kind of control?
They can do inside and outside. They can try.
Yeah, they can do that, but they can do a curveball.
Yeah, they can. And the pitcher we're talking
at that
about
age,
absolutely could. Yes.
Oh, God. Okay. I wonder who we're talking about.
No, it's not. Edwin doesn't pitch.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Edwin plays catcher. So
is intentional walks allowed?
I don't think. Yeah, maybe. But
or
also,
is it bad form?
Yeah.
More importantly, can they prove it?
Yeah, that's the other thing. But like,
well, that's why I said intentional walk, not like.
So, anyways, they decided to serve fat outside pitches on purpose, and the kid hit a second home run for 3 runs, and then the umpire goes, "I've never seen a game to this level where somebody hit 2 home runs in a single game." And somebody in the stand goes, "Oh, it's just bad luck." And he goes, "No, that's on the coach. What's he doing serving up outside balls like that?" And I was like, damn, the umpire? All right. Anyways, that's my world now instead of Warhammer, apparently.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I'm sure your brain can make the translation somewhere. You're watching the game. So all of a sudden, you see an Iron Warrior out in the field. You're like, huh? Take back. It's just a bigger kid. Oh.
Also, Atlantic City Open tickets are on sale. So, and I believe that one's it's the same. I wasn't there last year, but I believe it's one big hall for all the events.
Are you touring that one or no?
No, I think it's two halls. I'd have to ask Kicker. I'll be at that one.
You're going to TO that one? Cool.
So I'll be at that one. I'll be at BAO. I don't think I'm going to Lone Star.
What?
If I am, no one has told me yet.
Nobody wants to go to Teja?
It'd have to be almost like a turnaround because I don't have enough days off to take time to
When's
go.
Lone Star?
That's in July. I think it's the week after 4th of July.
Nice.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I definitely can't do that when I'm going to Tacoma.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think it's the same weekend though. I don't know. But yeah, so get your tickets. Hopefully, I'll see you guys there.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit about Dante. Looking at
Dante?
For those that don't know, someone ordered the old Dante and got sent the new Dante.
Which is the best ever. It's the best
by quote unquote mistake. And
Yeah.
this isn't the first time this has happened.
It's not? When else did it happen?
Oh, what was it? I know it's happened before where someone got the new model instead of the old model that they ordered.
I've
Oh,
never
that
heard of
does sound
happening
familiar. No, now that you're talking about it, I think it was between 8th and 9th. Some new character. Might have been, I think it was Calgar.
Was it really?
Was it?
I think it was Calgar.
Huh.
Yeah.
KR Quinn, Thomas wanted to do Colorado, wanted to do the Rocky Mountain Open because he literally lives next door in Utah. So he got priority for that one. Plus, my wife would probably kill me if I left like literally a week after I just came back.
Probably.
That's the problem. She's married a man of the sea. The ocean calls to you.
Although I do prefer casinos to convention centers. There's a lot more action going on at casinos.
True story. True story.
Yes.
Lots of different kinds of action too.
I just said that lots of action. I'll leave it at that.
You got craps action, you got poker, you got blackjack, you got drinking at the bar,
So and
tabletop.
so yeah. So Tom, what do you think of Dante?
I like the model. I think it's a good pose. I think it's true. I think they designed it really well to be true to what the original model looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably the closest I've ever seen where it looks less Primaris and more upscaling the old mold.
Yeah,
Really.
right.
I mean, and to be fair, I think that was the 100% correct direction to go with Dante. A, classic model, and two, just Sanguinary Guard are kind of a very unique sculpt. They really are, and I think they're very iconic to not just the game, but to Blood Angels, specifically. And so I think keeping it as close to that was a good call. That is my personal take on that.
Okay. John, man of many memes about the model and the leak.
Well, until we saw that it was actually Primaris, I was like, is it Primaris? Because from the couple angles you saw, you couldn't really tell. I mean, it definitely looked upscaled, but like Dante is a mini Marine. Like that model was already mini.
I'm looking at the side by side.
Yeah. So I was like, huh, that would be hilarious if they came out with a new Dante and it's not Primaris. But also, maybe
they were going to do
maybe
that,
the
though.
Primaris distinction goes away. Maybe until that keyword's gone.
It's just Space Marine.
It's just Space Marines.
If it does, then I'm buying like 6 more rhinos for the 1,000 Blade Guard I have.
Oh no! In the next codex, just all that stuff is gone.
Oh, all the legacy stuff.
It's all heresy.
I think that's too quick still.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I think there's enough new players who are like, these mini things are dumb. Who will play these?
Yeah, we did have a little bit of a discussion about it in one of our chats.
Yeah, like even Edwin, who's like picked up playing, if it's not Terminators, it needs to be Primaris. He does not like any of the models that are like the smaller.
He doesn't like the baby.
He doesn't
the
like
baby
the baby
Marines.
Marines, the mini Marines. He's like, what are these? And I'm like, well, they're the originals. He's like, these are just these are silly. I'm like, you know what's silly?
Yeah.
Lionel Johnson's silly. Okay, kid? It's down in my wheelhouse.
I mean, the only way that I think you make that work, the only way is if, with the release of 10th, they release the Primarist version of everything that's missing, which is essentially Terminators. At this point, you could probably kill off Centurions. They're
whatever
wacky.
special units.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were just like, Terminator armor is big enough to fit Primaris Marines.
Well, we'll see what the new sculpts look like, or how big the sculpts are.
Or like Terminator armor mark this, right. And it's just bigger. You know, I mean,
I know they don't even need to make it that much bigger. The newer Terminator models, like the Black Legion ones and the Thousand Stone ones, are already bigger. So all they have to do is make that scale for regular Marines.
Sure. I guess all I'm thinking of is it just depends. If you go like Marine faction by faction, you can easily say, yeah, you could move them. You could get rid of Trueborn or Firstborn. That's fine. Like vanilla Marines and most of the special ones, you could. Blood Angels, you can't. Space Wolves, you can't. Dark Angels, you can't. Like those three still rely very heavily on their Firstborns. As part of their core part of their list.
Yeah.
Death Watch, if you're considering them part of the Marine family, they can't.
Nope.
They still need new stuff. Grey Knights can continue to be unique.
Nope. Those don't exist.
No, they exist, Sean. They're just not part of the scope of what I'm talking about.
I don't like it when they beat me. That's why they don't.
Why am I? Don't we have an English professor? Why am I coaching you on the use of language here?
Because he's enjoying this too much.
Is there an English professor in the house?
It's way better to just listen.
Oh, you are. I guess that's the professor part of it, isn't it?
Danny, your thoughts on Primaris Dante? Kept alive
again,
despite his best wishes.
Yeah, I enjoy that he's just like, please God, let me die. No.
Mm-hmm. Turns out we need you, buddy.
Tickles me. I think the model is very beautiful. I mean, it's rare GW puts out a model that's actually ugly at this point, right? Like that's just wow, this is really poorly done.
Yeah.
I have some issues with the posing. Like he's weirdly vertical when I feel like he should be leaned in more, like into the charge. It's just like kind of an awkward pose in my mind that doesn't show this kind of dynamics I would like to see on it. But it's a good model. I kind of hope that they just go full tilt and they're like, okay, baby Marines are basically gone. With like DAs, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, they can work around that a little bit of like, oh, well, these guys are all Primaris now because
right.
I mean, I'm looking at Khorne Berserkers, they're as big as Primaris now, right? So like Khorne Berserkers going into like a squad of mini Marines are going to dwarf them, and they're supposed to be basically just Space Marines. So
no, swollen by the powers of the Vorp.
Yeah, Danny, come on.
Anyway,
I have tapped the massive Schwarzenegger.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, his pose is similar to his original pose. So,
yeah, I would actually be more interested to see what they did with like, some of the other ones like the Sanguinor or what's the dude with the Dracula, the Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula armor?
He already got a new sculpt.
Asterath?
No, Mephiston.
Mephiston.
Oh, Asterath.
No, he's thinking of Asterath.
Yeah, he's thinking of Asterath.
Asterath was I don't know. I don't get this because I've seen it on Reddit a bunch from all these young kids playing this game. They don't like the Asterath model, and I'm like, the Asterath model's fucking baller. That was a great model back in the day too. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a great model. And these kids are like, that model sucks. And I'm like, you know what? You suck. Stop playing Blood Angels.
That's because the axe makes it easier to shoot him.
It's true.
Because he has it too high.
No, I'm talking about.
I mean, that is true.
I mean, these people aren't good players. I'm talking about. We're talking about people I've seen talk on Reddit.
That's true.
Those people know how
that
to
was your
play.
first mistake.
They don't know how to play.
They play on TPS.
Only time people who are good at this game go on Reddit is usually to either A, apologize, or B, deny that they did anything wrong.
I mean, that's not incorrect. By any stretch of the imagination, that's not incorrect.
There is a third category, which is they go there for memes.
There's a fourth category, but we can't talk about it on the show because then we won't be safe for Twitch anymore.
Fair enough.
Allegedly.
Anyway,
so I've
allegedly.
heard. So I've been told by others.
We also had the World Eater FAQ, which had exactly one question.
I mean, I'm sure that was just the most frequently asked one, right?
If it was, I guess I shouldn't be surprised by the average.
It's the most frequently asked question.
World Eater player, then.
Oh, they are called frequently asked questions, so I am positive that they've addressed the most frequently asked one. If it's just one,
I think it's missing the part that says that we want to answer.
No, that can't be right. It says frequently asked questions.
I didn't even look. What is the?
It's one question, and it's whether you can give a character a different warlord trait.
A named character, right?
A named character, a different warlord trait, or relic.
I mean, they've only answered that
no.
9 or 10 times with the other codexes, so I can imagine it's frequently asked. They've only answered it a bunch of times for other ones. Why would that not be the most frequently asked question?
I guess that would qualify as frequently asked.
Yeah, it showed up 83,000 times.
It's a question, John, a singular.
Because
that's the only thing on that paper.
Yeah, it's a frequently asked question. It must be the only one that's been frequently asked. That's all I'm saying, because they answered the frequently asked questions.
So,
FAQ.
FAQ indeed.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the first one where, you download it, it normally says FAQ, and then it has the fully spelled out frequently asked questions, and the World Eaters one just happens to be the only one that's in singular.
Currently, I think it is.
Yeah. I still don't know what to think about that.
I mean, really, what else needs to be answered? It's not like everybody's beating everybody with that book anyways. It's fine. Is there anything in there that's like glaringly needs to be addressed?
There's a couple things I thought.
Probably the aura thing that we talked about before, that Goonhammer talked about.
Yeah. Goonhammer answered it. They don't have to answer it.
I mean, the
frequently asked questions, not frequently answered questions.
Fair enough. The only thing that I can think of is they're like, you know what? There's a new edition around the corner. A lot of this is not going to matter. Why are we putting effort into this? But if you're doing that, why put out anything at all? Like, why?
You got to make the showing.
Yeah, but the showing in the most pathetic way possible by answering the most basic bitch of a question that's been resolved since 8th edition. Like, come on.
A lot of pent up anger there, Tom.
It's probably time for another nicotine dose. Yeah.
Or get that gum out.
Yeah, I know.
Tom wants to take a nap.
Ooh, that sounds nice. I want a nap.
Hang on, there's a cloud I gotta go yell at.
I got kids on my yard. I gotta go yell them get off my lawn. We're gonna talk about those 10th edition rumors.
No.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Come on. They look so good.
No, we're not talking.
It'll be the best, most streamlined edition ever if those are true.
Well, there's actually 2 sets of rumors, and they're both wildly different.
Ooh.
Really?
Are either of them streamlined and simpler?
One is not as detailed, though.
Okay, because the one was really ridiculously detailed and also seemed like it was crazy complicated.
Yes.
Yeah. Which, whatever. I play historical games. That it doesn't matter to me.
Oh, okay. This isn't Napoleonics. This is the Grim Darkness of the far future.
Apparently it will be now.
KR Quinn's asking what you're painting, Danny, because you're always just painting during the stream. Because I currently have the camera on us.
Oh, shit. Well, while I wait for some washes to dry on my Dreadclaw, I'm working on my custom 8-bound. Also, again, for
Battle for LA.
For Battle for LA. Yeah, I got 2 more of them to do, and I've got 9. I got my 3x3 squads ready to go.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I have not been painting worth a damn, and I also have a ton of grading to do. So this weekend. So this is probably my only chance to paint this entire weekend.
That sounds terrible.
Another thing coming out is I noticed a lot of boarding action box sets.
Hooray! Did the box sets come with
Demon
any of the
one is
super
really
expensive
good.
terrain for it?
No. They sell that separate.
Ah, good. Makes sense.
They look all fine. Like the Chaos Spaceman one is Abaddon plus some like cultist or something.
Wait, how come Abaddon can make a boarding
Abaddon-
action, but Vashtor can't?
Because he can fly. Vashtor can fly.
Yeah.
I don't think you can take monsters.
Oh, Vashtor can fly?
Yeah, he's got those spindly ass little wings.
I mean, those
Well,
don't
it
look like
doesn't
they can
matter.
actually make you fly. That doesn't work. What kind of physics is that?
Well, you have the
40K
Gestures
physics.
to all Space Marine vehicles.
and bumblebees. And plus the Lord Avocado, he can fly.
Yeah, he has.
What?
At least he has a metal as fuck explanation for that.
Wait. The dude
Avocado flies.
The dude on the Juggernaut
Yeah, he
flies?
has the fly keyword.
How's he fly?
On
Literally
a path of
summons
blood.
he summons a Bifrost of fire and blood and rides it up into the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll out.
While Pantera is playing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just him; it's his whole army.
I feel like
the
it's
flow.
got to be Cannibal Corpse for that one.
Yeah, no,
Can't be
maybe some
Pantera.
Guar.
I mean, I was
Or-
thinking Raining Blood, but you know.
That's Slayer, not Pantera.
Oh, whoops! There you go.
There you go. Now that's more acceptable. Now that I know where your
Yeah,
headspace
there
is
you
at, got it.
It's been a tough day on all of us.
You're already drunk in anticipation for tomorrow.
Not quite. Getting there.
Yeah.
Rum Runner says it should be Death Clock.
Oh, that also worked.
Also acceptable.
Oh, Death Clock would also be.
Except the singer for Death Clock was the Emperor when he was going through his heavy metal phase.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Speaking of Ashtor, Rum Runner does mention how about his rules.
Are they bad too?
They're less than ideal for
Bad.
someone who wants to be become a god.
Yeah.
I mean, Abaddon's rules are better than Vashtor's.
Those rules are way better.
Well, I mean, that's an unfair comparison. I mean, like
Is Vashtor better than Azrael, who's also in the book?
No,
I think
Probably
so.
not.
no,
Maybe.
no.
No, because the whole
No.
point is all of. I'm agreeing with you, Danny. The whole point is that all of his vehicle
No.
interactions don't work as well as they're supposed to. Meanwhile,
Vashtor's?
yes, and meanwhile, Azrael is just what he does works. It's just it's functional. It works within the army build. What you
Yeah.
wanted to do with Vashtor does not work very well.
Well, if it's going to work, it's going to get him killed, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And he's like 14 wounds, I think, so he can't even hide them.
No. You can't hide him. He can hide behind buildings, but you can't character block him, and all of his abilities are way too short range
Yep.
to do what they want. He actually doesn't fight very well. His tech isn't that cool. And he's 260 points or whatever, so he's just bad.
Cheaper. Or at least cheaper than Abaddon.
Still bad. This is how you know he's not going to become a Chaos God, because he has a model. Unless we start getting corn, right?
He can still try.
He's going to fail.
KR Quinn says we need art on our walls. You can't see the walls that I have the art
just
on,
not
actually.
Yeah, exactly.
I am in the process. I'm changing the art, so...
Yeah, see, Danny's got the art on that wall. I have 2 photos over here that are maps of the U.S. that have our road trips on them. I have a SoCal Open that's supposed to say Bay Area Open trophy up there. And then the mannequin, Natalie's dress form, that's kind of art. But then I also have a great meme poster over there.
that you can't show.
That Adam gave me. No, it's actually up. She hates it every time she walks in, but it's up over there.
Nice.
It's she told me I couldn't hang it, so it's actually rests on the shelf behind the Xbox because that's not hung. I didn't hang it.
Technically correct.
technically correct. I took a picture of it because it's the DiCaprio doing the laugh thing. So I sent it to her and I said, "See, I didn't hang it up," and it works as the meme at the same time. It was one of my finer moments.
I had maps up behind me, but I took them down. Over my left shoulder is the paint chart that I never use, obviously, because I hate painting.
Fair enough.
And then behind me, if you can't make it out, it's the logo of the 10th Legion, the Roman 10th Legion.
Nice.
First one, not the second one.
Tom's got plenty behind him. He's currently in a level of Overwatch.
Yes, I am.
Oh, I forgot we could do that.
Yeah, you can do that in Discord. Since we're not on whatever the hell the other thing's called.
We're not on what we're normally on because it crashed or the servers crashed or whatever.
The server didn't crash. They just couldn't pay their
wrong bank.
Yeah, they couldn't pay their bill because their money's in SVB. Now Tom apparently is a hippie.
Yeah, man. See that shroom? We fucked.
He's at Smurf Village.
Yeah.
He's in the.
He plays Ultramarines.
Paradise.
Yeah, Ultramarines. Ultra Smurfs.
Or he's an Indianapolis Colts fan. One or the other. Same thing.
Ish. Yeah.
Fuck no.
We got anything else on these show notes, or are we done with our show for the night?
I wanted to talk a little bit about Kansas City Open because they added a singles event to their teams event. So I'm curious. I'm wondering if they just got enough people asking for it that they're just like, fine.
I mean, it might be a case of, again, like, if there's the space and there's the demand, why not do it?
Well, because then they have to take away from something else. That's the only issue.
You moved on so quickly from it. You said a singles event. I was like, ooh, is it a mixer? Is it like speed dating?
What do you care? You have like 100 kids and you're still married.
Speed dating for 40K nerds? It's just a
What if I want to start a second
room.
family? A secret family?
You're not a salesman. You're not a traveling salesman.
That's true.
Well, our generation doesn't get that. Just like we can't get midlife crises because we don't have any money for that.
I thought it was because we already had the crisis, and then we're going to have it again.
That's part of it also. Every day's a new crisis. But
and then after
you guys aren't the only ones suffering from crises. All right, relax, guys.
I'm including your Gen X generation. You guys don't get midlife crises either. You ain't got no money.
True.
Yeah, remember, we're millennials. We're inclusive.
No, I spend it on miniatures. That's why.
You can't go out and just buy yourself a Porsche if you can't buy a Porsche.
Well, I'm still married, so I have no money. I'm not allowed to.
I'm going to have an affair and have an entire other family in another state.
How? I mean, I could. I travel enough.
How could you afford another family? I can't afford the one I've got.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, singles event in Kansas City.
Yeah. So depending on their layout, they could have just basically got another room to have the singles events in, or take away from some of the other events to add the singles event.
I don't think the sales of the tickets were going like not great. I think they probably just had a lot of requests for it because, I mean, their thing has been singles events the whole time, so there probably was just enough demand to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, it just depends if it's in another hall, then yeah, or if they're, like I said, they're taken away from other events, whether it's Kill Team,
right,
AOS or whatever, or so I don't know. We won't know until we see the pictures of it, and then I could probably figure it out.
And on BCP, we'll just know.
Well, yeah.
If
we don't
there's
know
a small number for the doubles, then you know.
Is it a doubles? I thought it was a 5-man.
5-man. I'm sorry, team tournament. I'm sorry. If there's a small number for the teams, then you know that it just didn't sell well, and so they added the singles.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, we'll see.
I mean,
I just thought I was curious.
It's a GW event. They're going to have plenty of people who go because people like going to the GW events, especially people who don't normally go to events because they're good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of events, our own event, Battle for LA, is sold out.
Sorry if you missed out.
There is a waiting list. I think there's only like 2 people on it because spots opened up and then they were filled.
Nice.
So
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Bit of surprise, but it's a good thing to have. It's basically in 2 weeks. So once I come back from Adepticon, the following weekend is our event. So
So what I'm hearing is this Tuesday we're organizing all the terrain.
Yes. Well, I think we're going to organize it tomorrow, this Saturday after the RTT.
Got it.
And then on Tuesday, we'll have to go through it and through our terrain and make sure we have enough for 32 tables.
And build the terrain that's there.
Yeah, I'm building the 2 sets that we have that Danny got. So
the pre-painted FLG stuff.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to put together. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. I mean, terrain sucks to put together no matter what it is.
Yeah, I know. I just don't.
It's just
a pain in the ass.
Why nobody likes building terrain.
So that's in a couple weeks, and then after that is Hammerwrath in in August. Sorry, October's my trip. In August, so hopefully once Battle for LA is over, we'll start selling tickets for. Well, they're already on sale, but I'll start doing the push for Hammerwrath. So
hopefully. Yeah, it turned out the promotions really helped get all those tickets sold for Battle for LA.
Well, yeah, I've actually paid money for that.
It turns out that if you promote things early, it works.
So,
John, are you okay?
That's witchcraft.
I'm fine. I'm just saying. It turns out that if you promote events, they tend to be, successful. And if you don't promote event, it's highly unlikely people show up.
Like that movie, Facebook of Dreams.
Yeah, sure.
If you promote it, they might hear about it and come.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why are you here, Tom?
I mean, I enjoyed that reference, Tom. It's okay.
It was convoluted and horrible.
It was. But it's funny. I was thinking about, wait, how did I even get started on this? And it's like, I don't know. I just kind of appeared one day.
I'm gonna go through it.
But I'm gonna stick with it.
KR Quinn, Adam's done Cruisehammer, right, Adam?
I did Cruisehammer last year. Was it worth it? We did. It was, because we had never gone before. I enjoyed it. It is a bit expensive, but it was a lot of fun. It's funny because the tournament's just like you just happen to have a tournament there, but really doing everything else, and you're hanging out with people usually because at least I do, because I've gone to tournaments with them or ran tournaments with them or for them.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a Rodney Dangerfield line. I went to a cruise and a 40K tournament broke out.
And then I think this year is the East Coast this time, leaving out of New Jersey. So it changes every year, or every cruise, because sometimes they'll do it every year or every other year, depending. They've gone to Alaska, Bahamas, both sides of the Bahamas. So It was a lot of fun. Luckily I didn't gain a lot of weight as I thought I would, so it was a lot of fun. So
yeah, if there was ever a time of year I could go, Natalie's actually on board because she's decided she likes cruises. But yeah, it's never a time of year that's good for us.
Well, it's always in August, so.
But yeah, it's always like that first week we have to be at work for school, like to
because it's at the end of August.
Stuff. Yeah, so it's never.
Yeah, I couldn't go this year because it runs into Hammerwrath. So.
Right.
If I may hopefully go at some point in the next 30 years, but if it's still going. But the reason why it wouldn't ever work for us is because young kids, always sucks. My wife gets seasick, so she wouldn't want to come. And August is when 3 of the family birthdays are. So
yeah, you celebrate them on the open ocean.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, that's my wife's idea of celebrating her birthday is just puking her guts into the void at every waking moment.
Rum Runner says that he wants them to do a cruise to Antarctica so they can be the first 40K game played in Antarctica, but I have bad news for you.
I know, right?
They played a game of 40K in Antarctica. So people on a military expedition played 40K in Antarctica snow, or the ice, I should say, because it doesn't snow. It's just ice.
Was it Imperial Fist versus Sons of Horus or something like that? I can't remember.
I don't remember. Something like that, yeah.
It wasn't a heresy game. It was 40K.
It was
40. Well, no, that's what I mean. I thought it doesn't have to be heresy. I thought it was. I knew it was 40K.
Hopefully none of the models are painted white. We'll lose them.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was White Scars.
White Scars.
That's what it was.
White Scars versus a white-colored Eldar. Everybody losing their models in the snow.
Yeah, White Scars now with camouflage.
You can only find them because the bases are sand.
Because of green flocking.
So 64 players for Battle for LA. We'll see how many actually show up.
66.
We'll
I'm calling it 2 people show up to try to get in and can't. Because that's the trend lately with the tournaments we run. Like the LVO. Hey, I'd like to join. We don't have any drops.
Yeah, I don't know how it was at Rocky Mountain, but at like we mentioned before, at Cherokee, there was like a 1% drop.
Yeah.
Again, or like 5% or something ridiculous.
Right.
Could just have them go down to the parking garage and play a bootleg game.
Maybe there's an empty store across the street. We can put them in there.
That's true.
Put them in the falling down Twin Palms.
Yeah.
We'll play in that courtyard over there.
Don't worry about the bums.
With the nails. With the needles.
Yeah, so we'll see. 64 players. We'll see how many we get. If we happen to be... The most we've ever had at a store was 56, I think.
Yeah,
56?
I think
It was 56. And that was the first Battle for LA, so...
No, Hammer Wrath.
Hammer Wrath, sorry. First Battle of LA was 53 or 54, I think.
And that was at the Kubla Now, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, at the Hilton in Burbank.
It's too bad they didn't continue that.
Yeah, when I asked him about it, it just wasn't worth the... he says our group was like the largest group that paid to go there.
That's too bad. Oh well.
I know. The one time I've ever won a tournament and it was never logged.
Oh, the RTT one?
Yeah. Nice. That's
when everyone was at LVO.
Yeah. And where we met Auntie Carlos, but he was nice. So I don't know what that says about Carlos.
That's not very nice at all. Don't talk about Carlos like that.
But Carlos isn't nice when you play him in 40K.
I know. I guess that's how nice Carlos is that his evil doppelganger is actually just nice too.
So you're saying our Carlos is the evil doppelganger?
I'm saying either one. They're just both. They were both so nice. It's like they're so nice they can't possibly have an evil twin. No, they do. It's an evil set of twins.
Yeah. So that was there. So for those that I think I mentioned it before, I started a campaign using the Planetary Empire set. I actually was able to get a hold of a second set because we had 11 players total. Unfortunately, one just recently had to drop out. So
what?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a campaign if somebody didn't drop out.
Well, so luckily it was at the beginning and not in the middle of the...
Do I get a spaceport?
We already talked about this. I think you do. I think nobody went after the spaceport.
I did. I went after a spaceport.
Yeah, but I think nobody else did. So
I went after John's spaceport and rolled terribly.
Jerk.
Yeah, you rolled double ones.
Jerk.
You should have lost the territory.
I'm trying to take my stuff. Leave Brittany alone.
We're using a modified set of the Planetary Empires rules. I'll have them up, and I have an article up on Frontline probably tomorrow. So you can follow there. All of us are in it. If you remember Travis from the early days of the show, he is in it.
What faction is he playing? I forgot to ask.
He is playing Chaos Knights.
Cool.
So just the gist of it, we start with so many amount of territories or tiles. Each turn you just play games, and if you win your game, whoever you played against, you have a chance to take their tile. It's a roll on 2d6 with a target number and some modifiers depending on where the tile is located. And if you roll above that number, you take it. It's the first one to 10 tiles, and you have to have played everybody that's in the campaign at least once in order to win the campaign. So we just started. So we're just starting our first moves and our first games. I played Danny and was lucky enough to get a win. Danny's playing World Eaters. John is playing Eldar. Hail of Doom Eldar, I believe.
Sure, that's the craft world I'm taking, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the custom craft world.
Because I took Hail of Doom and I took 2 Wraithblade units and a Wraith Lord and a Wraith Knight. Because I wanted to play Wraiths for once, damn it. It was nice to have a Wraith Knight on the table for once. It was fun.
It did work.
Yeah, he killed Drago and Crow. It was great. I mean, he still didn't get his own points back by doing that, but that's okay.
Yeah. And he played against Tom, who's playing Grey Knights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am actually playing Zinch Demons. Because I don't know. I didn't feel like playing Chaos Space Marines, and I have a bunch of Zinch Demons to begin with. I need to add a few more, and the army's more or less set. But I just have to remember that they're not supposed to fight. I learned that lesson playing against Danny.
Fair enough.
It worked out fine for you.
They're lovers, not fighters. So, and then we also have orcs. We have another set of world eaters. We have word bearers, blood angels. Like I said, Travis is playing Chaos Knights. We have someone playing Ulthway Eldar. And I believe that's everybody since Ish dropped. But so now we're at 10, and everybody starts with 6. You can try to claim empty spaces, but so even if you get to the 10 tiles, you still have to play everybody. So there's a chance you may not end up with 10. So we'll see. One guy couldn't make it at our first meeting because his house flooded. So,
oof, a lot of that going around here.
Yeah. Yeah, just not used to the rain. So that's so like I said, I'll have the article up by tomorrow, and I'll put updates every week or two, especially after everyone does their moves and what battles are fighting, and then I'll update everybody with where everyone is at each week, and I'll have a map. I have a map that I took a picture and put little icons for everybody so they can know where they're at. Because using the little flags that the Planetary Empire set comes with is not very helpful at all because they're too small.
It's not that ideal.
They're way too small. So, in addition, just those that do know or don't know, I am going to Adepticon next weekend, and I'm going as a judge. They needed an extra judge, so I volunteered to go. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I was going to go in 2020, but we all know how that ended up. So I was supposed to play in the team tournament, but Adepticon got canceled, so I wasn't able to go.
I still can't wrap my head around that 2020 was 3 years ago.
Yeah, man.
It seems like it was so much longer ago.
Apparently today was the anniversary of the announcement of closing everything for 15 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I saw the original clip, and I was like, my God.
Yeah. 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned into a year and a half to flatten the curve?
Stop the spread.
Yeah.
Many Bothans died during that pandemic.
Oh my God.
More American Bothans than any others, though.
Yeah.
So
we don't do things halfway.
Number one. I'm
sorry if anybody who's listening to this had somebody die of COVID.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. I mean, so did I.
It took out both my... Yeah, it took out both my paternal grandparents.
I had coworkers.
No, so I guess we're not that sorry because we're making fun of ourselves. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm allowed to make fun of myself. Makes the pain go away for a second.
So the one thing I will enjoy going to Adepticon is that I do get a day off.
Nice. To play historicals.
I think I'm going to try to get in a demo game of Shatterpoint.
Nice.
The Star Wars Shatterpoint before. I'm hoping. We'll see. Because it's probably going to be very popular and very crowded.
Yeah.
So, and I don't like waiting in lines, so I don't drive as much.
No.
But just look around, look at the historicals. It's funny because there was recently a historical convention nearby called Cold Wars, and they had lower than expected attendance and lower than expected dealers. And when they asked the retailers why they weren't at Cold Wars, and they said because they were going to be at Adepticon. because because it was like this past weekend, and Adepticon is next week. So
yeah, you can't put things super close to each other and expect them both to succeed.
Yeah, and apparently it was at a shitty casino in
Southern California is going to find that out in November.
We'll see.
I'm gonna say, don't tell my kids that.
I mean, have fun with those birthdays that are close together as they get older.
Oh yeah.
Well, they better get used to sharing.
Sharing is caring, right, Dad? You always told us that. That's right. That's why you always have your birthdays on the same day, kid.
Yeah.
That's why you do one Disneyland trip. This is for your birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
And Christmas, because it's Disneyland, and Disneyland now costs like $8,000 a person.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's still crowded.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have family that goes no matter what.
I know it. The more I hear about people who just casually decide to go like every other weekend to Disneyland because they get the annual passes, I'm like, it's one thing to get an annual pass because you want to go like a couple times a year, but then people like I know people or new people at least who go like at least once a month, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, how anybody got time for that, man?
Well, there's that guy that went for like 8 years straight every day.
Yeah, I know that. I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy should be committed for that. Like as soon as that world record hit, that guy should have been put in the loony bin. Like clapping irons, put on the straight jacket, put him in a padded room because that guy's nuts.
I mean, unless it was like literally, it started out as a bet and then it started getting like, bro, you're a single old man going to this place by yourself. Like, did he get like legal counsel and make an official statement with the city of Anaheim? This is why I am doing this. Did they send that to Disney corporate?
Why he's a single old man. Anyways, what's next on our non-existent show notes?
No, I'm still talking about Adepticon because they're asking about the terrain. I saw pictures of it. Looks like they have new terrain, so we'll see what their terrain looks like.
That can't be right. They've had the same terrain since 2008.
2008, probably older than that.
By which I mean no terrain, plain bowling ball.
Yeah.
Don't tell Matt Root to bring 7 fly rents again or whatever.
Well, that has nothing to do with the terrain, but yeah. So we'll see what I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I've always wanted to go. It's been around basically forever. It predates all the other big tournaments out there. And it did originally start as a 40K tournament and then kind of morphed into just a convention, which includes historical games, sci-fi, fantasy, just any types of different games, and major game companies doing their demos there and releases. I know BattleTech is starting their latest Kickstarter the day that Adepticon starts to tie in with the Kickstarter. So
BattleTech, that's the mech one. It's like Mech Warrior but different. It
is Mech Warrior because it's the same universe.
But
it's a miniature version of Mech. It's Mech Warrior with
bastards lied to me. I always thought those were 2 different universes.
Wait, what was the second one?
I can't tell if you're fucking around or not.
I'm not. I always thought that Mech Warrior and BattleTech were 2 different things.
No, Mech Warrior
but why do they have 2 games with 2 names?
Mech Warrior was the name of their role playing game back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, and
I remember role playing game. I always thought it was like miniature or video game.
Yeah,
no, there's a role playing game that nobody plays.
What the hell?
They just came out with a new one too. I think it's called Time of War. I was looking at it.
Derek says it was an anime.
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
I mean, isn't that just called Gundam?
No, it was called BattleTech, and it was as old. You want to look at primitive CGI.
So it's like Pacific Rim.
No, it's not like Pacific.
Dude, if I want old school CGI that will bring back some good feels in my life, I'm watching Zoids.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dino Riders are bust.
Nah, dog. Reboot.
Oh, dude, Reboot was so good. Yeah, I forgot the bad guy was Gigabyte. Oh man.
I don't know what any of you are talking about because I've never watched anime.
You know they tried the reboot like 3 times.
Have they?
That makes sense. Well, they never finished the story, so.
There's a YouTube channel called I believe it's called Toy Galaxy, and they talk about old toys and the history of toys and old shows from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, cool.
So look it up.
I will.
Toy Galaxy on YouTube.
These are all those shows with the disturbing numbers of tentacles, right?
No.
No, John, that's called art. Or Lovecraft, depending on what
I
you're
watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z once. That's anime, right?
Yes.
Cool. Is Pokemon anime?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I've watched anime because my kids love that Pokemon show.
Yes.
I don't like that Naruto show. That show's freaking annoying.
I watched that with my daughter when it was coming out. That and One Piece.
Oh man, do you know what the worst one was that my kids liked for a while? Was that Beyblade show?
Oh yeah,
like,
I'm not a fan of
everybody
Beyblade.
in Naruto and Beyblade are just yelling all the time.
That's almost any Shonen Jump comic or show.
I don't know what that is, but they're always yelling and it's really annoying.
Shonen Jump is the magazine that those comics are in, and it's basically geared towards young boys.
But why do young boys like yelling? Oh, okay.
Because that's how they get their power.
Never mind.
Just like in Dragon Ball Z.
I answered my own question in my head.
You have to yell the name of the move.
I got it. Yes. I remembered the age level I teach and just this. Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Got it.
On a new note, K.R. Quinn mentions that the new Mandalorian, loving it so far, but he's easy.
God, I haven't watched it.
I've watched it. It's good. It's really
watch
good.
it as a family, so I can't watch it because we haven't had time to watch it as a family.
Oh my god!
That's why I don't watch TV. Why is it the one thing that I want to watch? I can't watch because we have to watch the damn thing as a family. Driving me nuts. Haven't finished the last of it yet because Natalie and I are watching it together. Everybody watches all this TV around here. I don't watch no TV.
You know it's real when John starts getting into his Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh man, I hated Seinfeld.
I don't understand. I'm just trying to watch The Mandalorian over here.
I want to watch TV, but I have to watch it with the family.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I hate Seinfeld so much. The show sucked.
Yep.
John
Sure
Seinfeld Weimuller.
God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That would make Adam the George Costanza.
Oh my god.
Which one are you?
Oh, Danny's
which one are
definitely
you, the
Kramer.
chick?
Yeah.
I would either be Elaine or Kramer or Newman.
No, there's no way you're Kramer.
John
Danny's
can be
Kramer.
Newman.
I'd be Newman.
You know what I hate about the show so much is I'd never really watched it, and I still can reference and like
culture,
make jokes
yeah.
with it. And oh god, it's the worst.
I liked it a lot, especially there's certain episodes that are just too
The
good.
only one I ever saw that I thought was legitimately funny was the Soup Nazi.
Oh, the contest is good too. That episode
I
is
don't
good.
remember that one.
Also the one with the marine biologist where he pretends he's a marine biologist. He goes golfing.
John, the contest is they basically have a contest where who can go the longest without masturbating.
Okay.
But they never call it that. It's kind of like
Well, yeah, because
like-
it was the late 90s and TV and
Yeah.
they couldn't,
Yeah.
or mid 90s, yeah.
Master of my domain.
That's what it was. Yes, master of my domain.
Still master of my domain.
That's like,
And Kramer's out within seconds of the contest starting.
well, I mean, and that's the other thing. The show's predictable. Like, you would know that Kramer would lose immediately. And Elaine probably says she won, but, like, lied.
The no winners declared by the end of the show.
Oh, okay.
They just showed the state of each of them. Since
It was
they
just a
haven't.
show about 4 people that wasn't about anything, but the people were just bad people.
Yes, it's literally a show about nothing.
I
They've
know,
said
it's
that.
Terrible.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
preferred Friends, and I didn't.
Oh my
even
God,
Like, and
of
I
course
didn't
you did.
even really like Friends that much.
Christ.
I didn't
No.
even really like Friends.
Friends
But
is horrible.
I would watch a Friends rerun before I ever watched a Seinfeld rerun.
Ugh. No.
I mean, I moan at myself for saying
I can't
that
back
too.
you on that, dog. No, man. No.
I mean,
What is it? It's
to be fair though, Danny, I don't watch reruns of anything. I don't even
I'm
watch
sorry,
things that are
like-
currently out.
Where's my gif of fuck.
It's a no for me,
off
Doc.
his face of like no, of just like no. No, dude, shit, no, dude.
So no one told you that your take on this is lame.
I mean, the take would be lame. It doesn't matter. Both shows were terrible.
Yes, that's true.
But if I watch the one, at least I don't have to look at the Dave Costanza guy.
Jesus Christ.
He's got a punch me face. What do you want?
George Costanza?
That's the whole point, I think.
He has a punch.
Come on,
Yeah.
how do you think we got Festivus?
Yeah.
Whatever.
How do you think we get to air grievances every year?
Yes.
Who gets to air grievances every year except for the four of us on this podcast? And that's every other week. That's what
But
podcasts are
Festivus
made
is for the rest of us.
You don't need Festivus to air your grievances. You just need a microphone and Discord, apparently.
Yes. And 2 other people that have a podcast.
Nah, you can do it on your own. Just why ask Dan Carlin.
It might be a
So Adepticon. So looking forward to Adepticon. Well, we round it back. The earlier I finish talking about Adepticon, John, the earlier we can stop.
One of us is looking forward to Adepticon.
Yeah, I'll take for those questioning the terrain, whatever. I'll make sure to take lots of pictures if there is terrain.
If there's terrain.
Are you gonna be in the room for the reveals?
I'll be there the day of. I don't know if they'll let me in, but we'll see. I don't know.
Find Zach. Maybe he'll let you in. He knows you.
Oh yeah. Well, is he going to be there?
I have no idea. Would you like me to ask?
Well, I'll ask the guys in charge.
Okay.
I was gonna say because you've got one of 2 pathways. You either leverage every relationship you have within the community, or you pretend you're the help.
Jesus.
I mean, either one will work. Zach actually listens to the show, so he may respond before. you get that. I think he just likes to listen to make fun of us later, but that's all. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they do the judging and things like that, because just to see how different it is. So let's see. Like I said, I'll take lots of pictures. I think I'm doing day 1 of the champs and Saturday and Sunday, which I think is the team events. That's what I'm judging. I'm not judging the finals because Friday's my day off. So
Cool.
So we'll see. So if you do see me, come by and say hi.
Have fun in the Windy City.
Yeah, I already looked at the weather, and I'm just like,
30% bullets.
30% bullets.
It's not the south side of Chicago. Come on.
Oh, okay.
It's in Schaumburg.
Yeah, it's not actually even in Chicago.
Yeah, I know. But I have to fly into O'Hare, so it's just going to be cold. That's all I get. So I'm from California, so colder than here. So
Well, as long as it's not as cold as your heart, you'll be fine.
oh well, we'll see. You never know.
It's true. You've got a good point.
So yeah, so hopefully I'll see everybody at Adepticon next week. So the other big thing is it was mentioned in the Signals in the Front Line last week when they talked about their new network. So just so everyone knows, we are going to be part of the network, both TFG Radio and Pod Save the Imperium.
Wait, what?
What does that mean?
When did we make that decision?
It means that John is no longer on the show.
Where's the disconnect button on Discord? I'm getting fired.
It really all it means is that I think we'll just basically advertise FLG stuff, which we do anyway.
Did. Sure.
So it doesn't really change anything. It doesn't change how we do the show, when we do the show, subject matter of the show. It just changes us having to do like a 15-second bumper or whatever.
Tom can keep the mushrooms in the background, and I can keep the mannequin.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why the mannequin would be an issue, but I don't want to know.
Hey man, you never know. Some people get weird. Some people are weird about stuff.
I don't kink shame John. It's fine.
I mean, that's not my mannequin.
I just said I don't kink shame. Do whatever you want.
That's part of his kink.
Does Danny have to put something on the wall behind him?
He has to put
He
some
shook his
type
head
of
no,
FLG
so-
product. That's what we'll do with Danny's space.
No, what'll happen is in the same vein of messing with me, Danny will just show up and there will be like a really well painted splatter of blood on the back of the wall with just no explanation, and he will refuse to acknowledge it the entire show.
It'll
Probably.
be FLG product placement.
Huey Lewis in the news is slowly playing in the background, you know.
I should just like
Either that or
What was that?
I said either that or I would really test their whole any policies about what we can and cannot say and just.
Oh my god! How about you not? I'd rather not.
Yeah. Cue the Always Sunny theme. The gang gets demonetized.
I should just put together a thing for behind me each week that's just a collage of whatever is like most in stock on the store.
That'd be hilarious.
So, all the things, all the stuff that you can buy at the store.
What that means also is that
Like my affiliate link.
are that there will be affiliate links in the description, probably for the Twitch on our Twitch page and our YouTube page, and on the show notes and the Facebook page. If you click on those links and if you buy anything from there, we get a percentage back to us.
So what you're saying is you're going to spam a single link across everything.
Basically, yes.
Cool. Cool.
A lot of the shows that are on it, I think, are mostly on YouTube. I think we are one of the few shows that's actually on Twitch, because I know Signals is switching over to YouTube only.
Huh.
But we
Is
don't
there a
have
reason why?
because when they do it on every channel, it splits the audience. So they just want one location for the audience to go to.
Sure, that's fine. Whatever.
It checks out.
We'll just stay on Twitch.
Well, yeah. Plus,
'Cause we're
we don't
lazy.
have I don't know if we want to split our 5 viewers.
Nah, we're good. We get mostly downloads of the podcast, anyways. This is
Yeah, we're
this
mostly
is a podcast that we just record live on Twitch.
yeah, basically.
I should
Yeah.
start
Help
putting the
us,
flag
just-
behind me again, so that we get
God.
the white supremacists.
Random white supremacists.
coming in.
Well, you
Hey,
just
this
gotta
is
add,
white supremacist podcast, right?
but you gotta have that with like the smallest, thinnest rainbow on one side of it too, but not so omnipresent. So it just throws people off. So you get both crowds and they're not really sure what's happening.
You could get the trans flag there, or the LGBTQ flag thing, and put it on the mannequin. And then we can have the 40K flag.
Yeah,
Imperium flag.
I kind of shake my head when I see people that get the Imperial Eagle tattoo on their body. I'm just like, man,
Oh, I didn't tell you guys I got a new tattoo.
oh my god! I'm
Okay.
assuming did you get it on your hand? Because that's the latest one I saw someone
And
get.
it's right across my chest.
God.
Put a symbol right
Nice.
here.
I just
What do you say,
in
Diddy?
general, I am wary of anyone who gets a essentially a branding of like, hey, here's my favorite corporate thing I support. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool, bro.
They paying you for that?
It's one thing if it's like, hey, I got this sick like Dante tattoo because I fucking love Space Angel or Blood Angels and like I love all of his stories. I'm like, okay, well, you enjoy this part of whatever, like this character, but it's just like, here's registered trademark of Games Workshop. It's like, oh, okay, like, sweet, I guess. It's like,
Yeah.
cool. Do you got a Pepsi tattoo too?
Yeah.
So which is worse then, having your girlfriend / wife / lover's name or a corporate logo?
Why are you guys hating on every tattoo I have?
Corporate. We've all been young and dumb and gotten tattoos, but
I almost got the free Game of Thrones one at Comic-Con the one year,
Oh my god!
Oh, really?
but the line was too long, so I didn't, and I'm so happy I did not.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's one I
You decide
definitely
the
would
name.
have had covered up or, like, lasered off or something,
Eric Quinn is asking him if there's figures for the game. I'm assuming he's talking about the one I wrote.
Yes,
He says
that was
the-
about
He
to bring
says
it up.
the game you wrote.
Yeah, there are figures. You can get figures. We don't produce the figures. The most common place to get figures for the game's called Obsidian Empires. For those that don't know, you can just go to militaryminiaturepress.com, and they have the game up for pre-sale. But you can get figures. There's plastic kits from a company called War Games Atlantic. They make a lot of historical, fantasy, and sci-fi models. If you like Imperial Guard, they have a lot of models that you can use to convert to make different Imperial Guard regiments. It's actually pretty cool.
Like Valhallans?
But they do have an ad. Huh?
Like Valhallans?
I don't think Valhalla. They have one you can do like a Penal Legion. You can also do one Napoleonic themed.
Mordians?
They have Catechin types. I know that.
They have Space Rambo. The box is actually called Space Nom, because that's how original they are. But with the naming, they do have Aztecs and Conquistadors. And it's usually enough models to make you get 30 models in the Aztec box and about 24 in the Conquistador box.
Mesoamerican Space Marines would be legit. Realm Runner's right. Those would be pretty. Because and Space Marine are like colorful chapters. So like it would make like a lot of sense. It would be really cool.
There's a guy on Instagram who I saw did some baller designs of what a Mesoamerican style chapter would look like. It was legit.
It'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna culturally appropriate it and do it.
What Lizardman bits are for.
Yeah.
I used the Lizardman shields, remember? The scale shields for salamanders.
Oh, for the salamanders.
Yeah. I did them as lava,
That's true.
They look good, yeah. They look good.
That's because salamanders are best
Salamanders are best Space Marines.
You could also go to War Games Foundry, Eureka Miniatures. There's a number of manufacturers that make the models for the game. So yeah. So still up for pre-order. Links in the show notes if you're interested. So there was something else, but I just forgot now.
Podcast Great Alliance.
I don't know if that's a thing anymore. Most of the Grand Alliance is actually in the FLGN network.
Oh really? Party of the All Points too?
As far as I know, Party of the All Points is part of the network.
Nice.
And I believe they said, I don't know if it's true for our affiliate link, but their affiliate link offers an additional 5% discount through FLG on top of FLG's discount that they normally give. So, you're probably buying from FLG at some point anyway, so you might want to, use our affiliate link to do that if you're like, oh, hey,
once I get that, if not this episode, then next episode for sure. I should have it.
Or if you go to my articles in FLG, my affiliate link is there. So if you just want me to get the money, you can do that too.
Danny, team player. Although John and I also have our own affiliate links.
I've never used mine once.
I use it. I use it all the time. Well, not all the time.
Has anybody?
Most of my articles aren't relevant to like anything Frontline sells.
Right. Yeah. Has anybody used it before for you?
They've clicked on them, but so far I don't think I've gotten any sales on it.
Yeah.
So
cool.
This is the one time I don't mind being not included in something.
Liar, you always want to feel included.
I'm here.
Well, he is now because there's a TFG affiliate link.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So now you are included. We are going to force inclusion upon you.
No.
And like the good middle child you are, you're going to shrug and go along with it.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking at my info and it says 53 referrals but no sales.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Cool.
But then I don't put that many articles out, and I don't put a lot of links in them, so there you go. So now if in regards to the network, each network affiliate still has their own feed, or however they send out their shows.
Right.
So it's not through a central distribution like FLGN used to be. So like I said, nothing really changes. It's just adding the affiliate links and the bumper for Frontline, whatever. But
cool.
We always talk about Frontline stuff anyway because most of us either are associated with them in some way, shape, or form.
Derek, for Focus Fire to be part of it, Focus Fire would have to be a thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Focus Fire is not a thing anymore.
No.
Just some last minute bookkeeping or items here, just from the Patreon group. We had some.
Oh, that was it. Yes.
We had someone ask about the thoughts on the upcoming balance slate. I think we kind of covered that already.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a thing.
Yeah. And then another person, Dan, asked about the Dante leak.
No, that is...
No, but
I'm thinking of that.
But specifically, like, whole codex is being leaked and this and that, like, do you think GW's gonna, shut off more community relations? I mean, in this case, I don't think so, because they're the ones who sent it.
I mean, I'm sure they fired whoever put that thing in a box.
Yeah, fired.
It was probably some, like, 16-year-old kid, or, like, I don't know. Depending on where that warehouse is, it could be a 12-year-old. You never know.
It could have been a robot.
Robot
doing the packing.
I just had for doubt on that one.
I just had this scene play out in my head where it's like the head of the warehouse is, who packed that? I'm going right now to go sack him. And it's like, well, sir, you have to be careful. It's one of our diversity hires. Well, it doesn't matter. It's quality. You have to do something important. They get there. It's the blind guy. Hey, can I help you? No, carry on.
It's the warehouse is a new warehouse in America, and it's in that state that just removed all the child labor laws.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was definitely a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
12-year-old who was hungry because he can't get a free school lunch, and you know.
But simultaneously,
and who has now been sent to the salt mines.
Yeah. But simultaneously looking at old Dante model, new Dante model, and was like, well, they couldn't have possibly wanted this one.
Yeah, possibly want this shit.
And then he thinks to himself, and I helped.
We joke, and then these are not going to be funny in 3 months when some kid, like, literally is killed in a salt mine in that state.
Oh, God.
Just like we made a lot of coronavirus jokes in, like, November of 2019.
Oh, no, it was in February, because it's right when we got back from LVO.
Because that's yes, and just to reiterate for Al, who asked the question about the balanced data slate, John doesn't think it's coming out. I think it's coming out, and in the Meta Watch, GW already mentioned basically helping Thousand Suns and Death Watch, and toning down Gene Stealer Cult and Deathwing.
Oh, Deathwing.
Basically Death. So John, you better hope.
Boo.
They do it. They
just
don't
needs it
put
to
that
last
paper
for
out.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
it's 2 more weeks.
Yeah, right before Battle for LA.
The rules cutoff is 2 weeks before, right? I'm good.
Oh, this isn't a case by case basis for fake use.
It's case by case, and if it fucks John over, I'm doing it.
I mean, we all know I have an entire night army sitting in the case of the store.
Yeah, but you're not good with it, so
it doesn't matter. I'll play Chaos Knights and have fun. I've been over this. If I can always punt to an army where I can just be like, hey, my games are over in an hour, whether I win or lose.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, depending how much painting I get done in the next 2 weeks, I might have to punt to that of like, Ingron and 2 King of Beers, let's go.
That would also be fun. Whatever.
Yeah, so I don't think there's any other questions in the chat. Talking about robots. Guard.
It's all robots.
At least nobody's talking about freaking anime anymore.
You brought it up, didn't you?
I said I've never watched an anime, and then I realized that Pokemon.
And then you listed
Naruto,
like 10 anime shows that you watched.
No, those are my kids. Man, I hate all.
Yes, your kids.
I hate all of those shows so much.
Yes. Watching your anime as you're listening to K-pop.
Oh, you know what I did try? Because you guys suggested I try it. I tried Cowboy Bebop. I couldn't do it.
The live action or the cartoon?
No, the cartoon.
Oh, okay. Well, don't watch the live action. Don't watch any Netflix live action anime show.
I knew not to try the live action because you guys had talked about that.
Yeah, it's not very good.
I
couldn't finish it.
You tried Attack on Titan?
The live action?
No.
Oh,
I've watched like the first 2 episodes of that, and I just there's something about the style I just can't do it.
I watched the first season, and I was like, eh.
I like that guy that did like the My Neighbor Totoro movies.
Mizuyaki, those
I
are
like
good.
those. Yeah, Spirited Away might
those
be
are
like,
anime.
Oh, they're not.
Oh, they are. They're definitely anime, dude. Like they're about as anime as you get.
Yeah, I like those.
Don't let anybody tell you Avatar's anime, because it's not.
Nope.
Why would anybody claim that? It's not an anime.
There's lots of people who say it's anime.
Oh, you're not talking about the James Cameron Avatar.
No, I'm talking about the cartoon.
That Airbender thing isn't anime.
It is technically not anime. Anime is Japanese.
It's American made. Yeah, it's American made.
It's American.
It's made in. Yeah.
Yes.
True anime is
appropriation
made.
if I've ever seen it.
It is actually, but
true anime is made in the Anime Valley of Japan, where the anime seeds are grown and harvested appropriately according to the ancient culture.
Everything else is just sparkling.
Everything else is just sparkling
Sparkling
cartoons.
animation.
Sparkling animation.
we just need to go back to the original name, which Americans used to call Japanimation.
Animation. Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound.
That
doesn't sound. No, we can't do that. Don't say that. You're gonna get us canceled. What are you doing? Even that sounds bad to me.
Oh my god!
Does people really call it Japanimation?
In the 80s,
Yes, that's what it was called
animation.
in the 80s and 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were wild times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like,
I feel like Martin McFly dressed up in the pink outfit. Doc, don't you dress like this in the Wild West?
a little bit.
Oh, wow.
All right, I think that's enough.
I was gonna say it's rare we have 3 show-ending comments in a row.
Yeah.
Don't cancel us. Just Adam.
Not enough people are aware of our existence to be canceled.
It's true.
I know, right?
Also, canceling's not real. I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Don't forget our sponsors, Hammerhead Games, who is moving to a new store again.
Yeah. He's always upgrading, that guy.
Yeah. Go to hammerheadgames.net and check out their deals. Also, Gameology Pasadena, or just go to gameologygames.com.
Great website.
And check out what they got.
And come play with us at the store.
Yeah.
If you do happen to be in the Pasadena area, we are there. At least I'm usually there every Tuesday. The other guys not so much because they have no dedication.
But I am there almost every Tuesday.
Excuse me for dying for the last 3 months.
Whatever. Stop having
Not only
kids.
am I there almost every Tuesday, I'm like only one who consistently goes drinking out after.
That's true.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of, but okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
I will make no excuses.
Man's got to have his code, Adam.
I
Man's
will
got to
make
have
no
his code.
excuses and not entertain this conversation at all. I do what I want.
If you happen to be there on a Tuesday night, come by and stay hi. We also try to be there every third Saturday of the month, which is the RTD. When they do have them, or when they post them on BCP.
When they properly advertise them.
So, and then, like I said, our two events every year is Battle for LA, which is in 2 weeks, and Hammer Wrath, which is in August. So be sure to check them out. I think that is it.
Well, we didn't talk
Tom
about the
looks
fact
like-
that Luther Ascendant's going to come out.
Tom looks like an orange-suited explorer
Yeah, in a mushroom world.
in the mushroom world.
Dude, I've just been getting blazed and listening to Bowie for the last hour and a half.
He's Space Gargamel on the planet Smurf. Danny, any last words?
Games, be nice to each other.
Tom.
There's a starman waiting in the clouds. He'd like to come and see us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds.
As a star,
Waiting in the cloud.
John. Shaking his head.
I hate you guys so much. You're all
That's all I
going
ever
to
wanted.
You're all
Just
going to be
utter
sad
disgust.
when it's not the lion and instead we get Luther Ascendant. I'm just saying.
You mean loyalist archangels?
Wow.
Damn.
Jeez. Yeah, sure. Why not, Danny? We could just make people more angry than when Adam said Japanimation.
Suddenly, Corswain.
Probably. Most kids probably don't believe me when I say that used to be a term.
I didn't believe you.
Stop making things up, Grandpa. Again, thanks everybody for listening. If I don't see you at Adepticon, I'll see you in a couple weeks on the next episode. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Adios.
Haters.